Yo, boys, what's up? Welcome back. It's been a little while. No Brett. A little bit of a miscommunication on my part. But we got me and Jared. We're
Yep.
gonna talk some playoff football.
Exciting time of year.
It
Exciting
is an
time of year.
exciting time of year, but we've got some teams in here that no one probably expected to be here. Um, Carolina's in the playoffs. Obviously, a
Yeah.
bad division situation. The
Yeah.
Steelers got a miracle to get into the playoffs. Uh,
Jacksonville. I don't know if I would have said Jacksonville would be here at the beginning of the year. Maybe you would have, but
I mean, I thought Jacksonville had a shot at the beginning of the year. I don't think I would have picked them to be the 3 seed,
yeah, yeah.
but they're in it. The Chargers are a 7 seed. They're my Super Bowl team, I think, in the AFC from preseason, and I think I have the
Mm,
Packers from the NFC. They're both in,
ooh.
but
Yeah,
they're
both
both the
seven
seventh
seeds.
seeds. So
So you're
I'm
you're
not sure
you're
I
just
like
rooting
that.
for that. There's never been a 7 seed Super Bowl yet, so
Although
that'll be
I
fun.
will say, I like the Packers getting the Bears in round one. I think the Packers have a pretty good chance that they could beat the Bears. I think,
Yeah,
but we'll get into that more
yeah.
later.
We
Because
sure will.
we're gonna go through your bracket first, Jared.
Okay.
Do you have any
Yeah.
early things you want to mention before you get into predicting your matchups?
Um. I mean, like you said, people have talked about this year being kind of weird for like who's in, who's not in. The Ravens and Chiefs being absent in the AFC obviously is a weird
True.
thing for the last 5 years. The NFC, I don't know, I don't know that anyone had the Seahawks picked for the number one seed,
And speaking of the
but
Patriots, no one expected the Patriots to be here, let alone be the 2 seed.
yeah, I mean, I could have seen the Patriots make the playoffs, but like the 7 seed, like a ten
Yeah,
and 17 that makes the playoffs, not maybe one of the
you thought they were
hottest
the
teams.
Steelers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's definitely kind of interesting year for sure. I don't think anyone thought the Bills would make the playoffs, but through the wild card and not win their own division. I bet a lot of people got burnt on betting Bills to win their division this year. So
I'm
uh,
still gonna hold that grudge against you and Brett because I picked the Patriots in our preseason show, and before the show, I got talked out of it because you guys said I was crazy, and
yeah,
learned my lesson.
yeah, never trust Steelers fans ever again.
No, that's not the lesson. The lesson is go with your gut. If I'm gonna
Oh,
be wrong,
oh,
I'd rather be wrong on my own and own my wrongness.
true, true. Now you're just wrong by association. So yeah, I mean it'll be an interesting wild card weekend. I think we have some better games. It'll be more entertaining to watch. I think they're all decent matchups.
Yeah.
None of them I feel like are the only one that's really like by the odds makers is to pitch to be a shutout is the first game, at least in like timeline, which is the Rams versus the Carolina Panthers. Um, we're not a betting show. If you're
Well, we kind of
betting
are.
on this game, um, I'd bet the Panthers to cover the spread at 10.5 for sure.
Oh no,
Um,
man. I don't
I
think
don't
they can
know.
cover that.
They were healthy when they met last time, and they weren't able to beat the Panthers at all. So I think the Panthers will probably cover. Like I think they'll lose by 6, 7 points. Um, like full touchdown, whatever. But I do think the Rams will win that game. So we'll start there with the Rams. I think the Rams will move on from round one. I don't think it'll be a slaughter fest. I could obviously be wrong about that. Um, but I don't. Yeah, I don't foresee it at least going the Panthers' way as far as the game goes. I think Matthew Stafford in that offense is powerful enough that the Panthers don't really stand a chance against that, and they lucked their way in. I mean, it's not the same thing, but I actually think their entrance to the playoffs is obviously more lucky than the Steelers, in my opinion,
The
because the
Panthers?
Steelers, yeah,
Yeah,
they had
they had a
they
win and get
lost
in
the
game
game.
on
Yeah,
Saturday against the
they
Bucks. They
lose.
lose the game. The Falcons beat the Saints, therefore creating a three-way tiebreaker, and the Panthers won the three-way tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Which, just,
So
you're right. That's
so
probably the luckiest way
yeah.
to get in I've ever seen.
Yeah, at least the Steelers won the game they had to win, right? Um, even if the winning was fluky, they won it.
What's really
Uh,
funny is how that had to happen because in order for that tiebreaker to even become a thing, the Falcons had to beat the Rams in week 17.
yeah,
The
that's
Falcons beat
actually
the
insane.
Rams. Anyway,
Yeah, no, it was definitely insane kind of circumstance there. But yeah, I think the Rams win that game. I actually don't know the other game tonight. I was gonna go in game order. Do you know the other game tonight?
I believe it's not Texans Steelers because that's the Monday Night Football game.
Yeah,
Uh,
well, you just black
the
screened.
next the next game is going to be it. I had it in my brain. It's the Packers Bears
Here, here.
game.
Oh, is it?
It is, yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, so Packers Bears, 7 seed versus the 2 seed. This one always should be kind of the blowout of the week in the wild card round based on like seeding, obviously. But I think you're right. I think the Packers' chances, I know you alluded to earlier, are actually a lot better than most people think. This game was a coin flip. In the first two times they played, they were not coin flip. They
Split.
split.
They split. Yeah.
Yeah. But the one stat that I saw, and I think I have this right, is that the Bears never led any of those games
Yeah. They just
because
beat
that
them
game,
in the last second field goal
yeah,
or
in
touch.
overtime.
No. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
It was overtime walk off, and the other one they never had the lead. So the Packers are
The
injured.
first one, the
No one's
Packers had Micah Parsons though.
yeah, yeah. No one's gonna argue that the Packers aren't injured. I'm not sure how much I like Matt LaFleur. There's talks of him getting canned if he loses this game. I think that
Crazy.
probably won't happen. Um,
That's
Although he
crazy.
might be a 7th seed merchant, considering, like, I think all but one time he's been to the playoffs has been 7 seed. So there's definitely some argument there. But I think in general, um, I think the Packers stand a chance in this game. But I actually like the Bears to win.
You think my Super
Um,
Bowl pick is losing in round one of the playoffs?
I do think your Super
My
Bowl pick is
preseason Super Bowl
losing
pick.
in round
The
one.
team that
Yes.
after 2 weeks everybody dubbed the best team in the league,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
they went out and lost to the Browns. At that
Yeah.
point, the
Which
0
doesn't
2 Browns.
Yes, which doesn't seem that crazy now. It's like, oh yeah, the Packers could totally lose to the Browns, but then the Packers stomped the Steelers when they played, so
Yeah.
we won't get into all of that. But yeah, I think the Bears will actually win this game and move on. Um, Kind of a boring take. I know it would be nice to see a 7 seed advance, but I actually think the Bears will take that game as well.
Ooh, okay. So the next game up is Bills Jags, Jared.
Bills Jags, Bills Jags. This one I is not really a hot take because I'm not the first person to say it, but I think the Jags win this easily.
Whoa.
Unless Mahomes. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to invoke our Lord and Savior Mahomes. Um, unless Josh Allen can
Turn into
do the
Mahomes.
incredible. Yeah, no, actually, he needs to be Josh Allen.
No,
He needs to
what?
score two
He
touchdowns.
doesn't have a great playoff record.
He needs to score two touchdowns in the air, two touchdowns on the ground type stuff. Other than that, I don't see them standing a chance against Jacksonville. They're just really hot right now, and if they carry even a semblance of that momentum into the playoffs, they'll beat the Bills pretty handily. So I
That's
think
fair.
the Jacksonville Jaguars win that game.
Okay. Next, you got the Niners and Eagles. Why is the
Niners.
NFC like doing all of their games first?
That is weird because then yeah, and then finish out with AFC. So yeah, Niners Eagles. I don't know. I go back and forth. This Eagles team has been atrocious. Like some of the worst offensive football we've seen this year has come from the Eagles,
But it hasn't
statistically
mattered.
over stretchers, but it hasn't mattered. Um, so I don't have a ton of faith
Well,
there.
you know, just
Um,
you saying that it just made me start thinking, and it just like reminded me the teams that
yeah,
have been for large stretches of the season a bad offense and just being carried by their defense. You've got the Texans, 5 seed in the AFC, the Broncos, the 1 seed in the AFC, the Seahawks, the 1 seed in the NFC, and the Eagles, the 3 seed in the NFC. And I mean, to an extent, like the Bears' offense has been mediocre, but their defense has just been forcing a ton of turnovers.
yeah,
Like it's just crazy how much I feel like defenses have carried teams this year compared to offenses. And the Panthers, too, have
yeah,
been mostly carried by their defense.
yeah, yeah, for sure. No, I had heard someone say that the other day. They thought the defense had returned in the NFL, but
Yeah.
we'll see. We will see. Um, so I really don't know. This is the most coin flippy game in the first round, in my opinion. I could go either way. Um, I think it'd be more interesting if the Eagles got eliminated in the first round, just because playoffs and matchups and everything that way. But I'm gonna go ahead and stick with my gut and say the Eagles will find a way to win this game, even though I think San Fran's probably a better team all around.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'll take the Eagles in that game. Then the last Sunday night game will be
Chargers Patriots.
uh, Chargers Patriots. This one, I feel way more confident on the AFC side of picking these games. I think the Patriots will win this game. The Chargers, in my opinion, are the second worst team in the playoff field.
Who's the worst?
Um,
Panthers.
the Panthers, yeah.
Okay.
Although we lost to the Chargers early on, so maybe we're worse than the Chargers. But I'm a Steelers fan,
I was
so
gonna say those
we
four
all
seeds
know
are
that.
both probably the worst teams in
Yeah.
actuality.
I don't like the Chargers very much. I do not love the
It's
Patriots,
all
but
about
I do
Drake,
think
Drake, May,
they're
May.
yeah. Drake, May May. So
You kind of messed
what
that
was
up.
that face? No, it's Drake, May May.
No, it's Drake, Drake, May, May.
No, same thing. So yeah, Patriots I think will win that game. Uh, and that brings us to our last first round game, which is Houston versus the Steelers. This game is like there's a million like stat indicators that mean nothing. Like the Monday night streak for the Steelers at
Mike
home.
Tomlin's Monday Night Streak.
And then the other one, I don't know if you've seen this, but the Texans have never won a road playoff game ever, like in the history of their existence.
That's crazy.
Um,
They say there's a first
so
time for everything.
yeah, yeah. So like it doesn't really matter. Like either way, somebody's losing their streak, right? Rather the Texans are going to prove they know how to win on the road, or the Steelers are going to continue to show they know how to win at home. I like the Steelers in this game, mostly because I'm a Steelers fan, but I actually don't think the matchup is that horrible outside of one thing. If we can actually get deep balls to DK, I think we'll win. If we can't get the deep ball going, we'll lose. And I obviously can't predict that to happen, but I just have to believe that they know that. Aaron Rodgers knows that if he can't get the deep ball going, then it won't happen. So I actually think the Steelers will win that game. Um, but we could just get first round exited again, and then we'll see what happens
I just
with our
struggle to
picks.
see how the Steelers are going to move the ball on that defense.
Yeah, I mean, so the Steelers have thrived all year. They're the best team at run after catch.
Yeah.
Um, statistically, yak. But the Texans are the best tackling team in football, which is part of the reason they're the best
Yeah.
defense in
Uh
football.
huh.
Because that usually the difference between a great defense and a good defense is usually just tackling. As funny as it is, um, so Steelers' strength on offense is the Texans' strength on defense. So
Best
strength
against
on
best,
strength
man.
there. I think truly our only advantage we have is on our D line. I don't think the Texans line like we just have to be in Stroud's face all night and create multiple turnovers. I think realistically, like that's probably the easier path to winning than trying to beat the Texans defense. It's
Yeah.
just not allowing their offense to do anything. But we'll see, we'll see. But I'll take the Steelers in that game. And then obviously we don't know when these games will be played, so I'll just go left to right across the board. So that gets us. I'll go right back to the Steelers. Steelers Broncos. I hate the Broncos so much. This is part of the reason I think I want the Texans to lose. I'm obviously a Steelers fan. Is because this creates this matchup, and this is the one team in the second round I think the Steelers actually can beat.
Wasn't this the exact same top four in the NF? I'm sorry, the AFC. Whenever it was Blake Bortles and the Patriot. Oh no, it was the
It's
Steelers.
the Steelers though, but the Steelers had the bye that year. The Steelers didn't play in the wild card, had the bye, and then lost to Blake Bortles at home. I think is how that
Yeah,
went.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But wasn't it the Patriots? Patriots met the Jags in the AFC Championship that year, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway,
So we could have a repeat, but I don't like the Broncos. I think they've been kind of pretenders all year. They can only win if it's extremely close and they come back in the fourth quarter. I think they are very likely first round exits regardless who plays them. But I think this is the only team that the Steelers can beat in the second round. If they were playing the Jags or the Patriots, they're out of here. Unless the Patriots turn it over 45 times again, like they did last time, um, it's they're not beating the Patriots. So I think they'll advance. I think the Steelers will make it through this round, and they'll get to the championship game. Spoiler alert: they're not winning that game. They are definitely losing to whoever they play.
Which
But I
is
think they'll lose 2 games. Um,
win two
I've been
games.
looking at this since I've looked at this. As much as I hate it,
This is my
I
QB
think
versus Brett's QB.
I think it's the Patriots. I think the Patriots will win this game.
My
And
king.
that
My
and that by
king.
process, we can just go right to it, is the Patriots will also
My
beat the Steelers.
king. My
And the Patriots will win.
king.
So that's the whole way there. On the right side, I think as much as I love the Rams, the Seahawks are good. And I think the Seahawks will win that game as well. Um, and then, can I really pick the Bears to advance to the
You could do
NFC
the old
Championship?
Colin Cowherd pick the better quarterback.
Pick the better.
That doesn't
That's
really
picking
help
the
in this
Bears. That's picking
matchup.
the Bears.
It doesn't pick. It doesn't really help in this matchup.
Well, see, and if I would have done that last game, the Rams would advance because the Rams have the better
True.
quarterback.
Nah.
But I don't. Yeah, I think the Seahawks are really good. Like
Yeah.
the Seahawks, as much as like it's just one season, like this should be their chance to win it all. Like they have a really good chance.
The only thing is that
I'm
pass game is doesn't have many weapons outside of JSN.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Bears against the Eagles. The I'm not a huge fan of Caleb Williams, but they have played pretty good football all year, and that's hard to deny. Um, and that takes us to the Bears versus the Seahawks in the championship game. And if the Seahawks of the regular season are here in the playoffs, I'm not that they're necessarily blowing the Bears out, but they're winning that game as well. Um, so that would get us Sam Darnold versus Drake May for the Super Bowl, which would be insane, by the way. It also would be an
How did it
epic
get here?
fail for the Jets. Like I know, like it's just because I have a Jets fan
Not only
as
the
a brother.
Jets, but
Well,
more
the
specifically the
Vikings,
Vikings,
super
because the
out.
Vikings had him just last season, and he was good for them last year.
Yeah, got him a 14 win. Now he fell apart in the
He
playoffs,
he was
which
the reason they lost the Week 18 game and the first round game. But
so we'll see if that continues in the playoffs. I think it won't. I think that was just his first shot. It was a little bit too big for him, and I think he'll put it together this year. And then it's Super Bowl. We've seen this one before. We have had this in the last. It's been a while, actually. Has it been
yeah,
over 10 years? Was that
uh,
2012 Super Bowl, 13 Super Bowl, or was it
I'm
later than
betting that
that?
right now. That Super Bowl was in 2015, so it is 11 years.
Yeah, yeah. So I think realistically, I think I'm going to take the Seahawks. I think the Seahawks will win. Um, and I think that's mostly off of defense. I think I trust the Seahawks defense more than on the Patriots defense. I like both their offenses have been able to be explosive at
Which team's
times.
coach better?
The Patriots most likely.
Okay, just checking.
I'm not a huge fan, but I think he's a better coach. We just don't know much about the Seahawks coach. I might feel very differently about that in 2 years.
That's true.
But yeah, so that would be my prediction, and that would be, I mean, we'll see what happens. I could be totally wrong on the Steelers, thinking they're going to win 2 games, but they haven't won a playoff game since the Obama administration. So
Crazy.
we'll see. We'll see.
We
That's who
will.
I have picked.
Well, Jared had his fun. It's time to have mine. We're gonna go the same order Jared went. First, Rams, Panthers. I don't think we need to talk much about this. Neither one of us are a big fan of the Panthers, and the Rams kind of controlled them the last time they played. The Rams made some mistakes to keep the Panthers around, but I have the Rams beating the Panthers in Carolina. And then we've got Packers, Bears. I do think the Packers are pulling this upset. Jared was a little bit on the fence about it, but I do think the Packers are going to beat the Bears. Next up, we've got Bills, Jags. I think the Jags have a better team, but I think this is the year for Josh Allen. And if Trevor Lawrence beats him, it doesn't look good for his career arc. We could be looking at Phillip Rivers again to compare to the previous generation of quarterbacks.
Yeah, that'd be brutal.
But I think he at least he'll beat the Jags in round 1 to move on to round 2. Next up, we got the Niners, Eagles. As you said, this is a toss-up, and you said the Eagles are going to come through. I actually think the Niners are going to come through. I think the Niners are a slightly better team. Their defense scares me a lot, but I think their offense is good enough to do enough. I think the offense will be able to do enough on the Eagles. Jumping back over to the AFC, Chargers, Patriots. I like the Chargers. I really do. But and the Patriots not beating winning teams. That's a big thing that I'm concerned about for them. But I do think they do beat the Chargers. I could see this going the other way, though. But I think the Patriots are going to win it. And then, as you were saying earlier, Texans never won a road playoff game. The Steelers, home playoff streak home winning streak on Monday night. But I think both of those things, as I mentioned earlier, there's a first time for everything, and I think there's a first time for those two things. So, Texans will win that. Bills, Broncos. You kind of said it. I slightly agree with you that whoever plays the Broncos has a pretty good shot. But how good of a shot? I don't know. This is a tough one for me because the defenses have been carrying teams.
Yeah.
But that Broncos offense has just been so bad at times. And for that reason, I'm going to go Bills. Next up, we got the Texans and the Patriots. This is like picking your favorite child, from what I understand. Never been in that situation. But we got CJ Stroud and Drake May, and those are probably my two favorite. Well, they are my two favorite quarterbacks in the league. I'd say Jackson Dart's my third, but anyway, I think the defense edge is to the Texans, and I think that that's a bigger edge than their offenses. I think the Texans' offense has figured some things out, and the Patriots don't have that great of a pass rush to really exploit the Texans' O-line.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with those two. Then jumping over to the NFC, Packers at Seahawks. We just saw Sam Darnold in the playoffs last year, and I think we're going to see Sam Darnold in the playoffs again. The Packers are making it to the NFC Championship game as the 7th seed, in my opinion. 2 road games in Chicago and Seattle, staying on that West Coast, Chicago's not West Coast, but Midwest. Next, we've got the in-division matchup, the Niners and Rams. And this is a tough one, but I think the Rams just have a better team. And I think by the way, these are fun matchups. Like Bills, Texans, Packers, Rams. We're gonna start with the NFC pick first. And I think Matt Stafford's gonna get one more win in what could be his last season. It could be his last year. I think they're going to beat the Packers. I think they're a way better team than the Packers to move on to the Super Bowl. Next, Bills and Texans. This is tough because I mentioned earlier, it does feel like it's Josh Allen's year. But it's always CJ Stroud's year. Always. Not this year though. Josh Allen's gonna win and move on to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen versus Matt Stafford.
That'd be quite the Super Bowl matchup.
It would be fun because you've got a guy trying to finally get over the hump. Maybe he's on his Joe Burrow arc.
Yeah.
Comes in, plays the Rams in the Super Bowl. He's got the same situation. This will end the Josh Allen versus Joe Burrow debate.
I don't know that debate's happening, but
I mean, for their careers. Like if
yes,
Josh Allen goes through the playoffs and beats Matt Stafford to win the Super Bowl,
True.
he will jump Joe Burrow.
True,
and I've been of the opinion the whole time he's better than Joe Burrow, so I think officially we're gonna get that debate ended right now.
Yeah.
This
I was
is
gonna
the
say,
year of Josh Allen.
Are you gonna have the heartbreaker where the Bills get there again and lose again like they have before? That'd be
That is their thing.
Yeah,
no, I think this is. I'm not sure if I like the bracket I have here. There's a lot of upset picks in this, which is kind of my thing.
Based on odds, there'd definitely be a lot of upset picks.
But I really don't like those 1 seeds. But so those are my picks. Do you have any what jumps out at you, Jared, with my bracket? You didn't really say anything.
The Patriots is probably the most insane pick there, losing to the Texans, in my opinion.
Okay.
I think that's probably the hottest take. Everything else I could probably get behind. I don't know that the Seahawks are losing to the Seahawks. Or Seahawks are losing to the.
They will lose to the Seahawks because Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be kind of surprising, but I don't know. The rest of it, I could get behind. I'd get behind the rest of it.
Well,
the Bills could be better than I think and beat Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's true too.
Not sure they are.
You had some first round exits I have going pretty far, and vice versa.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that definitely kind of changes the bracket. So it'll be interesting. We won't
the Bears,
have the same bracket.
The Steelers, the Jags. Yeah. I mean, you had the Bears and the Steelers going to the championship games, and I have them getting knocked out in the first round.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. We'll get Brett to do his bracket, and we'll have a little post Super Bowl show reviewing our playoff brackets for everybody. But yeah, let us know what you guys think, and I'll post the link in the description for this bracket. You guys should fill them out and comment who you have winning the Super Bowl.
Peace.